Okay, so today we're going to be talking about MMOs, and specifically my experience with them. I used to play MMOs a whole lot. Not so much anymore, but again, we'll touch on that in another video at some point during this month. But I specifically want to sort of talk about my experience with MMOs, and even more specifically than that, my experience with MMORPGs, which is usually what is referred to when you're talking about just MMOs. If you hear an MMO, it's usually an MMORPG or a moo rippage. Yeah, so I used to play quite a number of them. I played the one where that guy's from back there. That's Darth Malgus. That's a statue from the collector's edition of Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I played from beta up until probably like last year-ish. I was playing it religiously, like would log in daily for probably 3 to 4 years. It came out in 2011, I believe, but I would hop in every once in a while up until probably last year, just to check out the story or you know, play dress up with my character or something, which is something I fucking love to do in MMOs. If your MMO has a system where I can play dress up for hours, count me in. That's the shit I love. Even before that, that was really my like first full-fledged MMO, the first like WoW clone, if you will. It wasn't really a WoW clone, but also it kind of was. Like a classic MMO where it's 3D, you're leveling a character, you have quests, you have all this stuff, and The Old Republic was just cool because it had that BioWare twist of storytelling. That fans of Knights of the Old Republic will remember and love. So yeah, that was like my first full-fledged MMO, but before that, the one that I was mainly attached to was MapleStory. And good God, I have some fond memories of MapleStory. MapleStory is a Korean MMO, which, usually those MMOs are very grindy. They basically just focus on you log in, you kill monsters, and maybe do some quests just to level up to absorbent amounts of levels. But that's honestly not even how I played the game. I was always about questing, so I always tried to do MapleStory's questing system, which was not fleshed out at all, because again, the point of the game was to grind. And people enjoyed that for whatever reason. And that just personally, like, wasn't what I was about, but, because I liked the quests, and that's why I played The Old Republic for so long. More so, I played MapleStory just because I was very young at the time. It was my first MMO, and I think my friend in middle school got me into it, and we played it sometimes together, and we slowly started to get other people at our school into it. Back in the old, I had a girlfriend on MapleStory. That's an interesting story. There was this, to this day, I don't know what was real and what was not. I was a stupid kid, and I decided that this girl character, this girl avatar who walked up to me in like a low-level area, I was just faffing around, and she was like, "Hey, can I have some gold?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever," because I had gold to spare, so I gave her some gold. And then she was like, "Hey, do you want to be my boyfriend?" And like, what, like 8-9-year-old me was like, "Do I ever?" So then we were in a relationship and we hung out. And there's a video of this on my old YouTube channel if you want to go digging for that. But then she disappeared for months, and she came back months later with, if I remember correctly, what was her cousin. And she was like, "Oh, hey, it's you. What's going on?" And her cousin called my avatar ugly. She was like, "Man, you're ugly." And then my girlfriend, who had disappeared for months at this point, was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gay." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, fair enough." That was just a very interesting mishap of a bygone era. Of times past. MMOs, basically, I'm coming up on time now. That story took up a lot of time, but I don't play that much anymore for reasons that I will get into in the multiplayer versus single player episode whenever the stars decide that comes out. But yeah, MapleStory and The Old Republic were my two main MMOs that I played throughout the years. I dabbled in a million others. Recently, I played Final Fantasy XIV because of work. They were all playing it. They don't play it that much anymore, all my coworkers. And I had a lot of fun. Just to wrap that thought up, I had a lot of fun playing Final Fantasy XIV and leveling my character from whatever 0 to the max level. I don't even think I got her to the max level. I basically stopped having fun once I got to the original max level, because then I could do things that I wanted to do, and most of the fun I had from that game was playing dress up, and I did not give a shit about the story, which basically just disincentivized me from actually getting to the end game, because in that game, to play the actual end game content, which is the other thing that I was super interested in, you have to finish all the story. And I didn't want to skip through it all because I wanted to know what was going on, but also I didn't care enough to not skip through it all, so I just ended up playing it. I also sunk probably too much money into it. That's a theme with every MMO I play. But anyway, the timer's done, so we're done. Talk about your MMO experiences down below, because I know a lot of people... I never got into WoW. I know a lot of people are into WoW, and still are. I'm curious. I want to know about the ones that are just, like, really obscure MMOs, sort of like MapleStory, that you just were in love with, either as a kid or are now. So yeah, let me know about that. Check out the video next to me. It's probably a cool one. I don't know what it is. YouTube does, though. Thanks for watching this one. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.